To properly understand where I'm coming from, I have to actually talk about myself as if I was someone completely different, okay? I'm gonna pretend I'm a retard. Okay? You know, you guys don't like that word, but, you know, okay, I'm gonna pretend I'm a cabbage. So, I heard about this guy on the internet. He thinks that, he thinks that there's something called cellular mathematics. He thinks that the world is not flat. No, there's enough retarded people that think the world's flat. No. He thinks it's cellular. And he thinks that energy is cellular and you can make free energy out of a geometric structure in 3 dimensions with a bunch of magnets. Like, he says something like 874 magnets. Like, where'd he get that number from? So, he thinks that that cellular free energy device is somehow related to the Earth, and he thinks that we live in one of these devices. Now, that device must be retardedly huge. I mean, it's gotta be the big... Like, these titans must be ginormous beings of crazy fantasy in this lunatic's mind, okay? You know? Like, remember that movie Men in Black, where that dog had a galaxy around this thing? Yeah, that was a good work of fiction. I mean, it's only fiction. They're just stories. It's just entertainment. This guy is so sick that he actually takes this entertainment and goes off the deep end. Now, it's not only this Kevin Janok guy on YouTube that talks about, like, cellular nature of things, okay? There's a couple other characters that talk about the cellular nature of things. There's a couple YouTube channels that don't actually put out any content, but they like to support this other cellular Earth person, okay? And it's funny that even this Kevin Janok guy, he doesn't get along with this other cellular Earth guy. It's very interesting. I don't understand why they don't get along. Like, they kind of get along, but they don't get along. They don't, like, collaborate. They don't talk. They do their own thing. They pretend like no one exists. It's actually quite comical to me as a normal person seeing this happening, because there's, like, so much things happening in the news. Like, I mean, like, the stock markets are doing bad. You know, apparently Bitcoin's doing bad. You know, Megyn Kelly just got fired. I mean, she's a really hot woman. Some people think that she's a man. I think this Kevin Janok thinks that everyone's a man. But... or transgender, and that there's a grand deception going on. It's so funny to me that actually this retard thinks that there is such a global deception happening, and he blames it on, like, the Freemasons, or the Jesuits, or the Catholic Church, or probably every religion. This guy probably thinks there's this big global community of people that go around creating the reality for other people and enslaving. He thinks that he's a slave. He thinks that everyone's a slave, and he laughs at people who think they're free. Wow. I can't believe this guy. Actually, like, there's a few people on the internet that do this. There's this other guy on the internet. So this Kevin Janok guy, like, fuck, he's messing around with this thing called, like, gematria, gematria. I don't know what it's called, but he plugs this thing into his website and then, like, spits out a bunch of numbers and words, and he thinks it's all, like, relevant and stuff. It's actually quite sad. It's actually quite sad how he thinks that that's, like, how he calls it talking to God. Like, what a loser. So there's this other channel that does that as well. Like, that guy follows the news, and that guy's, like, probably the angriest guy ever, and I think he's a shill. But yeah, he follows the news and sports and tries to do predictions and stuff, and he goes about his little gematria thing, and he's got, like, what, 60,000 retards that follow him? Man, the fucking world is going, like, to shit. All these terrorist attacks happen everywhere, and then we have people like these people who are actually on Earth who don't believe in gravity, because, you know, like, all the science books talk about it, so, like, you know, they don't believe in science, I guess. They must be so fucking retarded, these people. This Kevin Janok person, the cellular Earth person, the gematria person, man, they're sick, and they're just plaguing the internet with fake news and fake points of view to confuse and trick because they're all deceivers. Like, this cellular Earth guy said he went to jail for, like, a couple of years. He probably went to some, like, CIA training camp to learn all this stuff so that he can, like, follow some agenda and put out information about the... no, not the flatness of the Earth. No, he hates the flat people. He wants to put out information about the cellular nature, because, like, that makes sense. It's not... Cellular what do I know about cellular anything? It's like, I think I heard about that in school, cellular biology. I didn't take that class because, you know, I'm just a liberal arts major because, I mean, all that science and math stuff, I just don't like that. So I know that cellular biology and like, you know, we can prove that with like scientists, right? Scientists don't lie, and they our doctors and our medicine and the pharmaceutical companies, you know, they're out for our best interests. And then these sick people on YouTube are making videos like almost daily and like hoaxing people all the time. We're trying to tell them this like fabrication of nonsense. It's just quite sad to me. And who else do we got on the internet that's absolutely moronic and crazy? Okay, we got these people. Okay, they think that yeah, again, like we're gonna talk about Megyn Kelly. I mean, like, she's a great reporter, but got canned because she was like interviewing some scum truther or some fake news guy, Alex Jones, and they fired her for no good reason. It's almost revolting. Like, I can't believe this. I mean, like, there's nothing good on TV to watch anymore. It's like, these people are all sick. And they think we're sick for believing what we're told because they think that everything's a conspiracy, right? Wow, what a bunch of sad individuals. I can't believe that they get up in the morning and put their face on camera. Well, actually, there's a lot of, like, these smart people that don't put their face on camera because, you know, they have a lot of good computer graphics, so like when they're talking, they can't be on camera because they have to show you the graphics and try and get their point across because what they're saying is truth. So that I like people that don't put their face on camera and tell truth because they're much more trustworthy. They're like a priest. Like, a priest wouldn't lie to you. A priest wouldn't say any falsities. You know, these people are so far from Jesus and the teachings of the Bible that it literally like makes me sick. You know, they think there's like code and stuff and they can like decipher things and see hidden meanings and they think everything's upside down and backwards and man, they need to be medicated, isolated from society, put into some kind of like commune, and maybe just done away with because we don't need these crazy people on Earth. You know, everything's running so smoothly as it is. Everyone's happy. We all have our freedom, our own personal choices. We can make our decisions on where we go, how we get there, you know, how long we stay, what kind of life we want to have. You know, if you want to work hard and have really nice things and have all the toys, if you want to be a fisherman and have a great boat and have ATVs and have a cottage and all that, you must know that you're going to have to become either a lawyer, doctor, or an engineer because there is no way that you can survive in today's financial system without having a good job. Okay, so you got to work really hard and go to school for a long, long time because the other people that don't go to school, they're just like, you know, the welfare people that live off society. You know, like, I pay my taxes to pay for these scum to fucking live. It's just so wrong. They should just get a job. They should go back to school, learn something useful, and become someone productive in society, okay? We don't need these crazy people polluting the internet, polluting social media with these asinine comments about the earth being flat, the earth being cellular, the secret societies all over the world of like probably like thousands and who knows, like maybe even millions of people all like orchestrating stuff together to trick all of us. Like, what? These people are sick. It's ridiculous. I can't even believe this is happening. I mean, this, like, back to that Cabbage Janok guy, because I mean, like, someone showed me something from this guy and it was just like retarded. He thinks he can see the American flag and what he deems like a creation table or something. He thinks that the American flag has something to do with the earth. What is he says the earth is 1 of 7 of 13 of 110. What the fuck is that? And he keeps going on and on about Lord of the Rings. Like, this guy's got to get out of his mother's basement and get out in the real world and get a job. Like, I mean, that guy knows absolutely nothing. He thinks there's significance in that fictional story by J.R.R. Tolkien about the 3 rings given to the elves, the 7 rings given to the dwarves, and the 9 rings given to man. He thinks that has actually some kind of symbolic nature or reference into this code of deception. And to think that like Jessica Alba and Megan Fox, Megyn Kelly, and all like countless others, he thinks that the Cersei from Game of Thrones looks like a man. That guy's just thick. He's such a generalization. Like, apparently if you have a big head and jaw and you have shoulders because you work out and your hips are not big and your ring finger and your index finger are different lengths, so your head is certain many, you're as tall as certain many heads. You know, he thinks that everyone's like opposite gender on TV. Like, what a sick individual. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with what Hollywood puts out and what the recording industries put out because it's just entertainment. You have to see it as entertainment and nothing more, okay? It's there so that when, at the end of the day, after a hard day of working at your job to contribute to society, you go home and relax with a little bit of fiction. Okay? If you want truth, go read your Bible, okay? Go read your Bible or go read the science book, okay? Go on the nasa.gov.org or whatever the hell it is and go look about some science stuff, some actual research by actual scientists who are actually paid money. Go talk to Chris Hadfield. Like that guy's from Canada. I don't know what's in their water up there. They're all like living in igloos or something. They're all like batshit crazy. I think there's mercury in the water or something from all the global warming we're happening because it's so hot these days. I know the other week on Monday and Tuesday it was like totally freezing and June, but and then it became like 40 degrees the next day, like a giant swing of like probably 20 degrees centigrade. But that's totally normal. That's what happens when global warming happens. We have to get out of our cars. We shouldn't have any transportation. We should all be on electric devices. It's okay to just go into Afghanistan and deal with ISIS and deal with all those terrorists in those Middle Eastern countries and all those fucking Saudi Arabia and all those people. They should all be just fucking carpeted bomb by Trump because Trump is here to make America great again. Okay? Trump has got to go bomb with the mother of all bombs. There's got to be the grandmother of all bombs that could just take out a whole country like Afghanistan, kill all the people so we can go in there and get all their lithium because we need these batteries for electric vehicles because we don't want to use fossil fuels anymore because, global warming's happening. We have to, tax corporations for the electricity they use and all of the fuel and energy that they need to get services to people to keep the world running because, we just need more batteries, okay? And solar and wind and all these renewable green sources of energy, free cellular energy. What he thinks they can put a bunch of magnets on some shape and it's gonna magically spin and create voltage and current. Come on, I went to school, I did electronics, okay? That's not the way it works. It's not the way a battery works. The guy doesn't even think that opposites attract. He thinks that a positive and a negative don't attract. He thinks two positives attract. He thinks that there's what does he say? Energy is equal to magnetism times consciousness squared. He's just taking things out of science books and putting his own fake news spin on it to try to trick and fool all of us. Trying to make us I don't know, get upset or something? He thinks everyone's a Freemason. He literally thinks everyone's a Freemason. He thinks Christopher Columbus was a Freemason. He thinks Galileo was a Freemason. He thinks that Isaac Newton was a Freemason. He thinks that Schrodinger was a Freemason. He thinks that Einstein obviously was a Freemason, right? Probably Nikola Tesla was a Freemason in his eyes. Yeah, he thinks he's smarter than Tesla. What a joke of life this person is. There's so many other credible things to do with your life. That's why I got off YouTube. I can't stand social media. I go on Facebook and there's all these links, all this crazy shit, and I can't stand it. These people are sad. I have to block so many people because it just gets so annoying seeing all of this repetitive, everything's a conspiracy, everything's a hoax, the controllers are after you, MK Ultra mind control, they believe in probably time travel and flux capacitors or something. He probably thinks that he can build a time machine. Who knows? I can't believe how sad some of these people are. I'm glad that guy's life is ruined and he's alone and he sits there. He's trying to help the world, he keeps saying, and trying to say hey, he believes in free energy and cellular mathematics and thinking that what other people do is just no good. And he's this guy makes fun of the false truthers. What a dumbass. I shouldn't even be making this video because it could give him publicity and maybe someone will go look, and they shouldn't waste their time. They should just go back to their normal lives, okay? Go to school, you get taught everything you need to know. Just go to school, okay? When you're done school, you should be very spiritual, okay? So you should be reading your Bible every day. You should be going through that Bible every day and understanding everything in the Bible, because if you don't get good with Jesus, when the rapture happens, you're just going to get burnt up and left here. You're going to go to hell. You're going to go straight to hell, and I'm going to go to heaven, and I'm going to be better than you. And then I'm a Christian, right? So, all these other, religions out there, I feel sad for them, too, because they're all believing in some other, religious text and everything, and, they have their own prophets and their own stories, and they're all, ass backwards compared to my religion, so they're wrong, too. And, I don't want to help those people because, You can't help those people. So you can only help yourself. You only help me, myself, and I, and the people you love, because that's the way it's supposed to be. And then once you just look after yourself and like keep your world in check, everything makes sense and everything's the way it's gonna always be.